All right, good morning to our dear guests and our pro-lifers, our viewers for our short session for today. Magandang umaga po sa inyo lahat. Good morning, maulang umaga po sa inyo lahat. My name is Shari Samonte from PruLife UK. Welcoming all of you to our session for today. So, kamusta po kayong lahat? I hope that everyone is safe and dry, no? Lalo na po ngayon at bumabagyo po ngayon dito sa atin. Ako, malakas pong ulan since yesterday. Kamusta po kayong lahat? Ayan, so nakikita ko na good morning na po ang ating mga guest, ating mga kababayans ngayon sa ating webinar chat. Kamusta po kayong lahat? So, before we begin our learning session or our event webinar this morning, ay itatanong ko lang po sa inyong lahat, aming mga viewers no, or participants for today. Ayan, good, very good. Excellent tayong lahat kahit umuulan. Saan po kayo nanonood ngayon? Where are you joining us or watching us from? Can you type it in our chat box? Ayan. Cebu, ayan, sa Baguio, malakas pa rin ang ulan. Pampanga, ang dami. Bulacan, Oriental, Mindoro, Cebu, all over the Philippines. Meron po ba tayong all over the world? Meron po ba tayong mga kababayans natin or pro-lifers watching abroad? Ayan. Miss Imelda, hello from Winnipeg. Tama po ba? Ayan, from Canada. Nako, nakakatuwa po, no? I think gabi ngayon dyan sa Canada, if I'm not mistaken, but you're still here joining us for a very relevant and important topic that we are here joining all of us no tayong lahat for this special event hosted by ProLife UK. Nako, si Miss Jane, hello po sa Cebu. Kamusta po kayong lahat diyan? I'm sorry, Dubai pala. Dubai, hello. So again, all over the Philippines and all over the world. So before that, of course, I would just like to again welcome you to our session through conversations. The doctor is in Autoimmune 101. Ayan. So ayan, meron din po tayo from Puerto Princesa. Kamusta po kayong lahat? And again, I would like to say good morning, thank you. And again, this session or this event is brought to you by our dear company, ProLife UK. So, hello to our pro-lifers and our financial advisors and leaders also. At ang ating mga bisita po sa umagang ito. And again, ProLife UK, we're very proud as pro-lifers is the leading insurance in the Philippines, ranking in terms of first in new business annual premium and total renewal premium income. And we were established in 1996, and PruLife has expanded its reach for over 170 branches, and we have more than 37,000 licensed financial advisors. Ang headquarters po namin ay nasa Uptown Bonifacio, Taguig. So, naku, nakakatuwa po na meron tayong ganitong programa hosted by PruLife UK. So, can we say thank you, PruLife? Sa ating chat box para po sa ito na-excite po talaga ako ngayong umaga na to no despite the rain and the bad weather, we're still here at makikinig po tayo especially sa ating speaker, our dear resource speaker for this morning. All right. So, hindi ko na po patatagalin. I'm sure we will learn a lot for today, no? So I would like to formally introduce to you our speaker, no? Ngayon pong araw na to. Our speaker is an associate professor at the UP College of Medicine, a clinical associate professor at the Philippine General Hospital. She is also an active consultant at the St. Luke's Medical Center and Manila Doctors Hospital, and she completed a postdoctoral fellowship at the Cedars Sinai Medical Center in Los Angeles, California. She is a fellow of the Philippine College of Physicians and the Philippine Rheumatology Association and a member of the American College of Rheumatology. She is the vice president of the Hope for Lupus Foundation, actively promoting lupus awareness and patient empowerment, and she is honored with the Outstanding Women in the Nation's Service and the Outstanding Young Men and Women and the Philippine Daily Inquirer's 2025 Women of Power for Health Advocacy. Our dear guests and pro-lifers, let's give a big virtual hello, puso, and welcome to our speaker for today, Dr. Geraldine Ging Zamora. Good morning, Doc Ging.
Good morning. Hello to everybody there. Sana hindi masyadong
Yes.
maulan nga or tumigil na.
There are parts na madilim, meron pa rin po
Mm-mm.
umuulan. And yeah, lumilipad po ng hearts. And
Mm.
hello to our dear speaker. Hello, Doc. Good
Good
morning.
morning. Okay,
Recording
so
in
should
progress.
I share already my slides?
Yes, Doc.
Sige. Okay. Can you see the slides now?
We can see the slides now po.
Okay. So sige. So I made it quite simple, no? It's usually how I would also explain autoimmune disease to my patients and their families whenever we would encounter a diagnosis as such. And hopefully I can also explain it well, no, through Zoom. So we'll try to discuss what this is all about. So I'm sure you're familiar with this personality, and this is from Inquirer. She revealed that she has autoimmune disease. This was in 2019. And so, of course, since then, I think a lot of Filipinos were more informed or at least more aware that there is such a thing as an autoimmune disease. No, ano ba talaga yun? So it became more of a household thing or a household name. Unlike before, when we would explain to patients na you might have an autoimmune condition, it was really like blank face. Hindi talaga nila alam kung ano siya. But now they have sort of an idea about it, no? But it's different in terms of patients. Hindi lahat pare-pareho. So what are autoimmune diseases? So imagine that your body is a castle and your immune system is the army fighting off invaders like germs. But that's the role of our immune system. It's really to fight off germs. So if your army malfunctions and instead attacks the castle itself, which is like your body, no, then you may develop an autoimmune condition or disease. So autoimmune diseases occur when the immune system, which usually defends us from illnesses, turns against the body's own cells. So dapat kakampi natin ang immune system natin eh. But in autoimmune diseases, the immune system turns on us. So tayo na yung nilalabanan din niya. So usually, as I mentioned, the immune system is like our body's built-in security system. It automatically detects substances that shouldn't be in the body, like viruses, bacteria, cancer cells, or toxins. And if foreign substances are detected, the immune system sends out these white blood cells, yung mga cells natin, to eliminate these before they can damage our bodies or make us sick. So if these foreign cells are gone, but the immune system remains very active, ayaw niyang magpahinga, then the immune system can turn on us and instead damage the healthy tissues instead of just damaging the foreign cells. Yeah, we sometimes don't like it, no, when people say, like, let's boost your immune system, boost, ganon. Kasi yung immune system natin is like everything else in life, no, that too much of it is also not good. 'Di ba? You boost it too much, it might turn against you. So hindi din kasi siguro yun yung ibig sabihin ng mga like marketing, no, who marketing people who try to sell immune boosters. But in a sense, it's really not very accurate because if you boost it too much, it might really be bad for you. So what causes autoimmune disease? The exact cause is actually unknown, but there are theories and the risks include genetics, of course. Actually, the theories that are also being confirmed naman na as we speak. So genetics are very important as we know that conditions may run in families. No, it's just that hindi lahat. For example, they have lupus, their children will have lupus. Hindi ganun, no? So some people in the family will have different autoimmune diseases, and I'll explain more of that later. And this is the biggest contributor, yung genetics. But there are triggers such as environmental factors, including smoking, chemical exposures, hormones, and important trigger would be the infection. So even if you have all these triggers, and dami mong triggers, you had infections, you had severe stress, um, kunwari, you took your board exam or you separated from your spouse, ganun. If you don't have the genetics for the autoimmune disease, you won't really have an autoimmune disease because first and foremost, somebody with autoimmune disease has the genetics for this. No? So it's just not manifesting if there are no triggers. So there are many autoimmune diseases and different organs are affected or can be affected. So for example, in the cardiovascular system, there would be conditions called erythema duodenum. There's microscopic polyangiitis. In the neurologic system, meaning the brains and spinal cord, ang dami nito lahat, no? And the thyroids, skin, yung psoriasis, even the liver, pancreas, the gut. So, hindi lang yung isa ang autoimmune condition. So, the most well-known include Graves and Hashimoto's disease. You might know somebody with this. Lupus is also fairly well-known now. Rheumatoid arthritis, so psoriasis is actually pretty common. Type 1 diabetes, di ba? Who would have thought, no, na as a non-physician, na type 1 diabetes is autoimmune pala, not type 2, just type 1. So vitiligo, there's whitening of the skin, that's an autoimmune condition. Guillain-Barré syndrome, this is when your nervous system gets affected. So in fact, autoimmune diseases are considered the third leading cause of morbidity and mortality in industrialized countries. Sa atin, dumadami pa lang siya simply because of better awareness and pickup and diagnosis. But it's been here, it's been there for a long time na. It's just that hindi siya masyadong na-diagnose or hindi lang alam ng person na autoimmune disease na pala yung what he or she has. So autoimmune diseases can cause a wide range of symptoms simply because there are so many of them. They can affect our bodies literally from head to toe. So pwedeng merong person with headaches, severe headaches, doesn't get better with the usual pain relievers. People who have seizures can actually have autoimmune conditions. Yung iba, blurred yung vision, jaw pain. Others would manifest with chest pain or early heart attacks, heart attacks in the young. Difficulty breathing, very tired, easily gets tired, or masakit yung tiyan, alternating diarrhea and constipation, joint pain, muscle pain, weakness, rash, skin abnormalities, even leg swelling, nail problems, and non-healing wounds. And madaming-madami pa. So hindi lang ito lahat. Just goes to show that autoimmune diseases really can affect any organ of the body. That's why the manifestations would be different, no? So how common are these? So this is in the US. Over 50 million Americans alone have autoimmune diseases. Ang dami kasing autoimmune diseases. But we will just be discussing some of them. So how do we diagnose these? First, of course, your doctor will get your medical history. That's why it's important for us to be able to talk to the patient, no? Yung talagang thorough talking siya. And sometimes we have a checklist. Like in the clinic, I have a new patient form, ang dami kong tanong doon. Questions include, for example, how long have you been feeling your symptom? Kasi pag mas matagal na, mas likely na it's from a chronic condition, no? What are your past medical conditions? Family history, because there is a genetic component to this. Your pregnancy history. So kasama lahat yan. Physical examination, of course, we have to check your body. And then we proceed with tests depending on what we are theorizing that the patient might have. We will proceed with the tests that we need to confirm a diagnosis or to eliminate diagnosis. So it's not really very easy sometimes not to diagnose simply because there are so many and some conditions do not present typically. Yung iba, parang it takes years before they actually become diagnosed. So let's talk about some of the autoimmune diseases that are more common. And I will start with lupus or SLE, or SLE stands for systemic lupus erythematosus, because this is considered the prototype of systemic autoimmune disease. So systemic means it affects the whole body. Yung iba kasi localized lang yung autoimmune disease. Like for example, thyroid lang yung tinatamaan. So lupus can be difficult to diagnose because its signs and symptoms often mimic many other ailments. So I'm sure you're familiar with this person, no? So this is, I think, in 2017 or 18. So Selena Gomez shocked her millions of followers with this post because she just had undergone kidney transplant because her kidneys were already damaged by lupus, which is an autoimmune disease. So at the time when I took the screenshot, 10 million people already saw this post. So 10 million people were already aware of what lupus is, or at least had an idea na, meron palang sakit na lupus. So the more people who talk about their own issues and concerns and diagnosis, the more awareness actually trickles down to other people. No? So lupus is more common in women, usually affects those in the reproductive ages, but it can also affect children, men, and the elderly. So it's not localized to just women alone. So there are different types. The systemic one, you can affect any organ of your body, brain, heart, whatever. Meron ding drug-induced lupus. Meron ding cutaneous lupus only, including affecting the skin. And babies can also have lupus, neonatal lupus. So children can also have autoimmune diseases. That's why we have our pediatric rheumatology counterparts in the country. So the most distinctive sign of lupus is a facial rash that resembles the wings of a butterfly unfolding across both cheeks. So this occurs in many, but not all cases of lupus. So hindi lahat merong rash. Like some of my patients only have brain involvement, some of them only have kidney involvement, and some other system involved, but not the skin. So not always. But when they do have this rash, mas madali silang na-diagnose actually because they go to a doctor earlier. So lupus rash can look like many things. It could be in the scalp, no? It could be in the ear. If you look at this, di ba, para siyang ringworm, no? But it's actually lupus in darker individuals and can look like this. So ang dami niyang itsura actually. It's not just one look. That's why we always also refer our patients to dermatology if we have doubt as to the rash, if it's really lupus-like, and we ask our colleagues for help. So the most common signs as symptoms of lupus include low-grade fever. Photosensitivity means when you are under the sunlight, you may have a rash that's elevated, no? Hindi siya yung parang nasisilaw, so that's different. There could be sores or mouth sores, nasal sores, yung parang may mga singaw. Masakit yung katawan, yung joints, there's fatigue. There could be the rash. There could be inflammation in the lungs and the heart. Could be difficulty breathing. There could be kidney inflammation that can cause difficulty with urination. Pwedeng mamaga yung legs, namamanas na yung legs eventually, no? If nagtatapon ng protein yung kidney. You can have darkening of your fingers when it's cold. So, ang dami pa nito, no? Iba-iba talaga sila depending on the organ being affected. That's why it could be difficult to diagnose for some. And even in the medical world, not all doctors might recognize it. That's why what we are doing now is increasing awareness for the general population. Kasi baka kayo yung magsabi, Doc, baka we can check for lupus, no? Or baka you can refer me to rheumatology because minsan sa dami ng iniisip ng doctor, di ba? Baka hindi niya na maisip yung lupus. Especially before when it wasn't as well known. So complications, if untreated, are many, no? There could be scarring in the skin, pwedeng makalbo if there's scarring in the scalp kasi hindi natutubo yung hair. A person could have a stroke, heart attack, there could be kidney failure, joint deformities, very important for our young patients, pregnancy complications, fractures, IDCs, etc. Ang daming pwedeng mangyari if untreated. But if a patient gets treatment, hindi naman na ito as common. And in fact, we can mitigate or we can stop the progression of complications if we're able to treat the patient. That's why important yung early diagnosis and treatment. So a person can live a good life or a normal life even if she has lupus. So I wanted to show this because initially si Kim Kardashian thought she had lupus, but ang meron pala siya is psoriatic arthritis. So psoriasis is another autoimmune condition. You may have heard of this because this is more common than lupus. So psoriasis is a skin condition. Actually, it's an inflammation of the body, but manifests mostly in the skin, causes inflammation in the skin, leading to development of thick scale. So para talaga siyang nagsiscale. I'm not sure if you notice it in the photo, but para siyang nagkakaliskis, no? It's autoimmune. These scales are called plaques. So psoriasis may just cover a small area of the skin. For example, yung iba nasa batok lang o nasa hairline lang, nasa ear lang, but it can also um, cover a large part of the body in more severe cases. Like ito, buong likod niya na halos, no? Yung others, buong legs, abdomen. So it can vary in terms of severity. Um, and for example, sa kanya sa elbows lang, no? So normally, it takes up to 30 days for the new skin cells to grow and replace our old skin cells. Diba parang pag nasugat ka or even if without any damage, your skin really renews. Our skin renews every 30 days, no? But in a person with psoriasis, the overactive immune system causes the timeline of new skin cell development to change, no, in just about 3 to 4 days. Kaya siya nagkakaliskis kasi nagpapatong-patong siya. Hindi pa na-shed yung old, pumatong na yung bago. So it can also manifest as nail abnormalities. So if you know somebody with nails like this, you might want to advise them to go to a derm or to us, rheumatologists. But this can also be fungal infection, no? So marami talagang condition na magkakamukha. Kaya, di ba sa Filipinos, mahilig tayo mag-share ng ano natin, ng sa mga, oh, try mo to kasi tinry ko to, it worked for me, ganyan. Oh, masakit joints mo, inom ka nito, ganyan, baka gout yan. So, we are very caring kasi, no, we like to share, but sometimes it might delay diagnosis. So, it's still best to be diagnosed kasi marami talaga magkakamukhang conditions na in a person. So, 30% of patients or one-third of patients with psoriasis will develop psoriatic arthritis. And this is what happens if this is diagnosed late. Pwede talagang masira yung joints. If you see here, sira na talaga yung mga fingers niya. Sometimes it starts with a sausage digit lang. Yung parang namagalang yung isang finger. If you notice, it's like fat, no, compared to other fingers. So that's sausage digit. It's a sign of psoriatic arthritis. Pwedeng kumapal yung Achilles area. Or there just could be actually any joint can be involved. So the knees are also commonly affected. The spine can also be affected. A person can complain of back pain, worse in the morning, improves when the patient is active, sumasakit siya ulit pag naka-rest siya. Di ba that's counter intuitive, di ba? Usually sumasakit yung likod natin pag napapagod tayo, pag nagbubuhat tayo or what, no? But in people with autoimmune arthritis, usually the pain is when we're resting or after a period of rest, mas masakit siya pag nagising ka na sa morning na dapat naka-rest ka nga, doon siya pinakamasakit. And it improves when you're active. So yun yung autoimmune arthritis usually to differentiate it from aging-related arthritis, parang ganon. So people of any age, sex, or race can get psoriasis. It affects millions of people. And not just the skin as an issue, people with psoriasis have a higher risk of diabetes, obesity, cholesterol issues, strokes, and heart attacks. So cardiovascular system natin is also involved if we have psoriasis and we are not able to treat psoriasis. So treatment kasi is also going to help lessen the chances of these conditions. That's why important talaga masimulan yung gamutan. So, pwede rin magkaroon ng infection through skin breaks kasi nga parang ang kapal na ng scale, nasusugat minsan yung balat, and infection can come in. So, this is also dangerous. So, moving on, you might be familiar with this painting. So, these are from the 18th century by the famous artist Renoir. So, I wanted to show this because this painter suffered from rheumatoid arthritis. So, this is another autoimmune condition, an autoimmune arthritis. No? So, but it's different from psoriatic arthritis. So he dealt with RA during the last 20 years of his life. So this is actually a medical article about this artist and his RA or rheumatoid arthritis. So the disease typically began in the small joints of the hands and feet. So yun yung typical presentation of rheumatoid arthritis na masakit, namamaga yung joints of the hands and feet. And then eventually, if there's no treatment, it can cause deformity, loss of function, and ankylosis, meaning nagdidikit-dikit na yung joints natin. So people with RA won't be able to bend their wrists as such. Pag na advance, ankylose na siya, nakadikit na siyang ganon. as well as other joints, no? So it's really important to catch these early and give treatment as soon as possible. So ang ginagawa daw sa kanya, the brushes were wedged in his fingers by his family members. And the palette was fixed on his wheelchair, and the canvas, instead of hanging on the easel, was turning around a roll, allowing Renoir to paint large pictures. So ano pa rin siya, di ba? He persisted despite his um, uh, problems with his joints. So RA usually affects joints symmetrically, like left and right, both sides equally. Initially, baka pwedeng like knee lang muna or isang hand lang muna, but usually it affects most of the joints in the body and symmetrical left and right siya. Compared to psoriatic arthritis, no, mas common pa yung psoriatic arthritis, affecting just a few joints on one side. So this could be how it looks. If you notice, there is not much scaling or nothing at all because RA is different from psoriasis na arthritis. So it's known to cause deformities. And like the other autoimmune conditions, RA doesn't just affect the joints, it also causes problems with the cardiovascular system, yung sa heart, sa lungs, can cause bone brittleness, even psychiatric diseases. All of the autoimmune conditions can cause this, of course, because aside from the disease that you're suffering from, there's this mental burden that you're also a burden to your family, di ba? Or you're simply unhappy because you're not able to live your life fully if your condition is untreated. So RA also increases the risk for some cancers and infections. So again, important to diagnose so we can prevent these from happening. So I just wanted to um, reiterate in this slide that not all autoimmune diseases are rheumatic. So not all are in my field. That's why we also refer to other specialists as needed. And not all rheumatic diseases are autoimmune. So for example, yung mga multiple sclerosis, we refer this to neurology, or the patients actually, they go to neurology themselves because the symptoms are neurologic. Type 1 diabetes sa endo, ito, no? Yung Graves also and Hashimoto's, we send them to endocrinology. And not all rheumatic diseases are autoimmune, like gout, septic arthritis, yung mga soft tissue rheumatism, yung mga ganon. These are not autoimmune. That's why we have a referral system wherein sometimes we refer to other specialists like ortho or rehab med, and they refer to us and vice versa. So I wanted to show Oprah because this next autoimmune condition I will talk about involves the thyroid gland. So perhaps she's the most famous person with Hashimoto's thyroidism. And she has publicly discussed her struggles with thyroid problems, including both hyper and hypothyroidism, which can be associated with autoimmune conditions. So what is the thyroid? Ito siya, no? It's here in our anterior neck or front of the neck. It's a small butterfly-shaped gland located at the front of our neck under the skin. So the thyroid's main job is to control the speed of our metabolism, which is the process of how our body transforms the food we consume into energy. So yung mga ibang tao, ang bilis ng metabolism nila, ang maganda ron, mabilis silang pumayat, di ba? Yung iba naman mabagal. So the thyroid is actually one of the controllers of our metabolism. In fact, one of the more important controllers of our metabolism. So when the thyroid is not working properly, it can impact the entire body, hindi lang yung weight natin. So hypo versus hyperthyroidism, baka merong hypo or hyperthyroid in our audience because this is very common, but not all of you will have autoimmune condition. Yung iba simply hypo or hyper lang. If you're hypothyroid, then you're intolerant to cold, you're gaining weight, no? Kahit na hindi ka naman masyadong kumakain, you're constipated, slow heart rate. Ano ka, para ka lang, yun nga, kulang ka sa metabolism and you're parang sluggish compared to a person with hyperthyroidism, parang on the go, parang kinakabahan. Minsan they have ano na nga, tremors, no? Heat intolerance, parang init na init ka. You're nervous, you're anxious, there's also pain, you could have diarrhea. The common thing with these two, hyper or hypo, is there is fatigue, insomnia, and there could also be hair loss. So sometimes, or actually often, when a dermatologist is consulted for hair loss, they will also check your thyroid function. So autoimmune thyroiditis is a condition wherein your immune system fights your own thyroid. And you can have either Graves' disease, which is the most common cause of hyperthyroidism and more common in women, or Hashimoto's disease, which is the most common cause of hypothyroidism. So, hindi naman lahat ng may hyper or hypothyroid ay autoimmune yan, but a significant percentage would have autoimmune thyroiditis. And it's important to know because if you have autoimmune thyroiditis, then it gives you a higher risk of thyroid cancer. So it's good to know kung yung hypo or hyperthyroid nyo is autoimmune so that you can watch out better for yourself. No? Baka mas mataas yung risk mo for cancer. And if you have one autoimmune condition, then you have a higher chance of having another autoimmune condition. So mali yung unang slide ni Oprah na you get a thyroid because all of us have thyroid. So when you say, Doc, I have thyroid, baka ang mas maganda sabihin, Doc, I have hyper or hypothyroid or thyroiditis. Okay, so this next person, you're familiar with Venus Williams. She opened up about having Sjogren's syndrome. So this is an autoimmune condition which affects the glands that make moisture in the body. So the most common symptoms would be joint pain, no arthritis, fatigue, as well as dry mucosa, so dry eyes, dry mouth, vaginal area, so dry talaga. And this actually is debilitating if it's severe. So I'm going to continue showing other celebrities with conditions just so it's more interesting. So I'm sure you are familiar with this movie. It's one of my favorites. Yung Legally Blonde. And Selma Blair actually has multiple sclerosis, MS. So this is an autoimmune condition, not under my field, but under neurology because it affects the central nervous system, including the brain and the spinal cord. So the immune system attacks the covering of the nerve fibers, no? Yung protective covering niya are affected. So common symptoms, there would be numbness and tingling. Usually kasi ang nerve affectation causes numbness or tingling. But not always MS yan because maipit lang naman yung nerve nyo anywhere, you'll feel that numbness or tingling. But if these are chronic, then maybe, and if these are symptoms that you feel, most of these, then maybe you want to consult a neurologist. So there could be lack of coordination, weakness, difficulty walking, loss of vision, double vision, trouble with your bowel and bladder function. There could be slurred speech, trouble with memory, mood changes. Kung marami kayo nito, can't explain it, then maybe you'd want to consult a neurologist. So next, vitiligo, Michael Jackson. So initially he was bullied because people thought he just wanted to look Caucasian, but he really had an autoimmune condition called vitiligo. This is when your immune system destroys your melanocytes or the pigment-producing cells in the body. That's why nawawalan siya ng color eventually. And kita naman yung mga patches niya before until he really became uniformly lighter in color already. So type 1 diabetes, Nick Jonas, and yung sa mga kapanahunan namin siguro ng mga Gen X, Sharon Stone and Basic Instinct, they both have diabetes type 1. So the immune system attacks the pancreas, which produces insulin. So kung wala ka ng insulin, then you will have type 1 diabetes or type 2 if it's not autoimmune. Kim, local celeb, and he used to be a journalist, I think, or he is a Filipino celebrity. He shared his bout of Guillain-Barré syndrome. This is an autoimmune disorder wherein the body's immune system attacks the peripheral nervous system. So it also leads to numbness and tingling, muscle weakness. So di ba parang same symptoms ng multiple sclerosis, but it's different. So exact cause is unknown, but it's often triggered by an infection. I mentioned earlier, the most important trigger for autoimmune condition to come out is really an infection. That's why it's also important for all of us to prevent ourselves from getting infected. So usually it's self-limiting, no? And there are treatments for this. So why did I show all these people with autoimmune diseases? I just wanted people here to realize that life can go on despite having these conditions. So people can live meaningful lives despite having autoimmune diseases. So that being said, many autoimmune diseases are chronic conditions, meaning magtatagal sila, no? You probably have to manage it and the symptoms for the rest of your life as a patient with autoimmune conditions. Treatment can help manage it so that the person may live a normal life with maintenance medications, but not all, no? Like yung GBS, yung Guillain-Barré, pwede siyang mawala na matulog na. Um, Thyroiditis, you don't actually have to treat it. You just have to treat kung nag-hyper or hypothyroid ka na. So, hindi naman lahat kailangan ng treatment na maintenance for the rest of our lives. So, treatments would be based on the diagnosis, of course, the organs involved, how severe it is, and of course, patient preferences. Kasi yung ibang gamot, for example, pahid lang, yung iba inom, the others are injectables. No? So treatment is individualized. It depends on a certain patient. That's why hindi pare-pareho yung gamutan in patients with autoimmune conditions. There could be also non-medicinal strategies, which are very important, lifestyle changes, sometimes physical therapy, occupational therapy. So this will really matter depending on what the patient has. So different possible treatments, but of course, depending on the disease, we have non-steroidal anti-inflammatory medicines. Steroids are also very important. DMARDs are disease-modifying anti-rheumatic drugs, and some of these are categorized as chemotherapy medicines. Biologics are targeted treatment and often very expensive. So all of these help address pain and inflammation, but only these three also suppresses the immune system because yung immune system na overactive has to be somewhat suppressed, no? Otherwise, it will damage the body. So the financial burden of autoimmune diseases is huge, no? The diseases place a significant burden on both individuals and healthcare systems. So for developed countries, the annual estimates $100 billion for healthcare costs for autoimmune diseases annually. And for developing countries, the burden of care for this condition is, of course, immense and falls almost entirely on the shoulders of the patients and the families because few pa rin ang covered by health insurance. Not all, just few. So expenses can pile up quickly, no? Hindi lang naman kasi siya direct cost, workup, medicines, consultation fees, and procedures, but there are also indirect costs, loss of productivity of the patient and the caregiver, kasi may kasama yan mag-consult, pag na-admit may kasama. So even the caregiver has indirect losses, no? Transportation costs and intangible costs, yung mga mental health issues, caregiver fatigue, quality of life, family life. So this all factor into the burden of autoimmune conditions. And additionally, financial burden. These conditions can be exhausting and costly. So we see here that this is in the US, no, cost in billions. The economic impact annually of common autoimmune diseases for rheumatoid arthritis, multiple sclerosis, lupus, type 1 diabetes, and inflammatory bowel disease. So I saw this journal, so prospects for reducing financial insecurity. And on an individual level, we need to promote the social integration of patients through associations and group therapy. So hindi porke may sakit sila or may condition sila, yun na, the disease will define them. Eventually, actually, they can be integrated back into the society and they can be productive members, also financially productive for themselves. Socioeconomic assessment is important to identify these people who might be in financial insecurity. So at the community level, improving the quality of life of people suffering from autoimmune diseases, treatments, the need for psychosocial and financial support. So these are important to raise awareness for. And on a national level, it's important to work towards health insurance to cover autoimmune diseases, set up specialized and subsidized care centers, improve availability and cost of therapeutics or medicines for autoimmune diseases, policies, policy development or policy making for social integration of patients, yung babalik na sila sa work or sa society. And it's important to encourage structures to employ people suffering from these diseases. So this was actually from Africa, but very applicable to the Philippines because we're also a third world country. So hopefully more of these would happen with the help of the government, of course. So just a few takeaways. Autoimmune diseases are common, they're lifelong, complex illnesses that affect millions. But with awareness and support, we can always make a difference. No? And living a good life is usually possible with autoimmune diseases. As long as diagnosis is early and treatment is instituted early as well. So it's costly, not just for the patient, but also for the community. And the longer it takes to be diagnosed, the more complicated it is, the more costly it will be for everybody. So that's it. These are my references, but there are more in the slides. And thank you for your attention. And if you have questions, I think they'll give maybe one or two for me to answer. Thank you.
Thank you, Doc Ging, for your this information. Ayan. So thank you also to our participants. We actually have a lot of questions in our chat box, but let me just check po, no. But n- it's very relevant right now since we also have audience participants here po na meron ding autoimmune disease, Doc. No?
Okay.
So one question that was shared is that I think there are various categories of autoimmune disease.
Hello. I'm not sure if ay, Miss Amonte, nawala ka ba or ako'y nawala?
Ay, no, yeah, baka nawala
Ikaw,
po ako. Can you hear me
okay.
clearly now,
I
Doc?
can hear you now. Sorry kasi I'm not
Okay.
in the Philippines. So, iba
Yes.
yung, baka ako
So,
yung nawala.
opo. So my question, Doc, is that marami pong kinds ng autoimmune diseases na na-share natin, no? Hindi lang po lahat, no? But generally, Doc, are they considered as critical illness already?
There are many kasi, no? So, iba-iba. Like lupus is critical, I would say, especially, well, even lupus itself is not the same for everybody. Some would just have joint pain and skin disease, but others would have brain inflammation. They would have
Mm-hmm.
seizures, and if we don't give them their biologic medicines, they will continue to have seizures, no? Yung iba naman kidney damage. So it really is different per person. But I would say lupus can really become a bad condition, critical siya. Like patients can be in the ICU. Hindi ko kasi sure kung anong definition niyo for critical,
Mm-hmm.
but I would say that it can really be critical, like for a patient. Pwedeng ikamatay, kumbaga. And
Mm-hmm.
it could be like
So
fast,
that's
pwedeng
who,
mamatay agad, pwedeng
yes.
mabilis. But yung iba naman,
Oh,
dahan-dahan lang.
yes. So, tama yung sinabi ni Doc kanina. It's really important to be treated early and check the diagnosis early para you can prevent as much as possible. And of course,
Mm-hmm.
all of us, we want to be healthy as much as we
Mm-hmm.
can. No? Though sometimes hindi natin may iwasan yung mga ganitong uh, cases po. No? Doc, what's your take on consultation in terms of food management for patients? Are they certain like food intakes that they need to avoid, especially doon sa psoriasis or whatnot?
Actually, that's a very common misconception among Filipinos. And actually, sa atin lang siya eh. Sa ibang bansa kasi hindi because we have meetings na with
Mhm.
others. Parang parating food yung sinisisi, no? Parating food yung iniiwasan.
Mhm.
But as I mentioned in yung sa kanina sa slide ko, the most important triggers are really infections, yung environment natin na may smoking and such. But of course, if we have inflammation, and if we want uh, yung food natin to be non-inflammatory, then we would avoid the inflammatory food. Ano ba yon? Ang dali lang naman siya, na lahat naman talaga tayo dapat we avoid fat, sugar, salt, no? Meat, red meat. Yun yung mga inflammatory food. But aside from that, there are really not a lot of food parang types to avoid. Sa lupus, we tell them to avoid alfalfa sprouts. Pero hindi naman siya common sa Philippines eh. I'm sure yung mga tao dito,
Correct, no?
they might not even know what it is. Because it's associated. But yun nga, if you don't have the genes for it, kahit anong kainin mong kumain ka ng isang sakong alfalfa sprouts, hindi ka magkakalupus. So it's good if you're concerned about your food intake, just eat healthy kasi it's going to translate to better physical health and cardiovascular health. Pero hindi siya yung pinaka-important in a person with autoimmune disease. Ang daming questions na nakikita ko
Yes.
na siya. Um,
Oo nga.
sana masagot ko sila
Mer
lahat pero hindi kaya. Oh.
Yes. So,
Pero, oo.
eto,
Mm.
this is an interesting question, Doc, no? So, what are the emerging therapies or research breakthroughs that show promise in treating autoimmune diseases without broadly suppressing the immune system?
That's the function of the biologics actually. And different biologics work for different autoimmune conditions. In my slide, yung biologic therapy, it's targeted therapy. No? So steroids suppress a lot of the pathways of inflammation in the body. That's why it has a lot of side effects. But biologics, for example, for psoriasis, pwedeng ito-target lang yung isang molecule, like, or the cytokine, the IL-17, or ito-target lang yung TNF-alpha. So yung mga targeted therapies na to or biologic medications, these are a big improvement from steroids, which broadly suppress the immune system. So that would be that's what we're looking at now. I think ang mas maganda pa in the future, we most likely will have genetic treatment, no, meaning no sorry, genetic ways to choose. For example, we'll do a gene test and we'll know this patient will benefit from this medicine because of her genes. Parang ganon. But the biologic treatments are really what we are talking about now, yung not suppressing the whole of the immune system.
That's right. Thank you, Doc, for that, no? Ang dami nating mga questions talaga kasi it's very relevant right now in the topic that we have. But
So
in
all
the
of these
interest of
asking ba
time,
are have autoimmune conditions? Or baka may kilala, no?
oo,
Kasi parang you're
baka lang may
familiar.
kakilala
I saw
po.
dermatomyositis,
Mm-mm.
that's also autoimmune. Ayun,
Yes.
madami.
So we're also looking at mga participants natin na meron din po. Like for example, yung rheumatic spondylosis. I think that is also part of it, no? Ayan. So, yeah. Okay. Ayan. I think ano no, nandito ba si Doc Ging? Baka nawala lang yung connection, Miss UM. But can you hear me? Everybody, can you type yes if you can hear me? Ayun, oo. Sige. So, thank you po, thank you po. Did we learn something today, our dear participants po, dito sa ating session? I've learned a lot from Doc Ging, from that, yan, salamat po na sinabi niya about autoimmune diseases. And napaka-informative po, tama, no? And we hope that this is just one of the firsts ng aming mga sessions in terms of health. Ayan. So,
Sorry,
Doc
no,
Ging is
ako yung
back.
nawalan. I'm in
But
Malaysia kasi sorry, I am here
oo,
for ano
yes.
also. But,
But thank you, Doc.
yan,
I
okay.
think we're just saying that your talk is very informative, Doc, and we want to say our thank you and gratitude on behalf of our Pro Life financial advisors and our guests for today for this wonderful relevant topic. So again,
Ay,
thank you so
pwede ba ako
much.
mag-add? Sorry. Kasi I saw some
Ah, yes,
people being
Doc.
scared, no? Yung
Oo.
napaparanoid. Yung, for example, you feel those symptoms. If they disappear in a week or two, then hindi siguro siya autoimmune. Usually, patients feel this for a long time, like months or even
Mhm.
years. Then, kung you feel lang joint pain and such, tapos nawala naman siya, then maybe it's not really autoimmune. Just so you don't get
Yes.
scared. And yun nga, it can really be managed, whatever it is, as long as we diagnose it early.
Yes, diagnosis is
Okay.
important, and of course you go to your doctors. Yan, and check talaga. Have a healthy lifestyle. Again, Doc Ging Zamora, bigyan natin ng virtual clap and heart si Doc. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much, Doc.
Thank you.
And we appreciate your time also. Ayan. Thank you, Doc. Ayan. So, to everybody, thank you for joining us this morning. Kahit po maulan, kasama nyo namin kayo. And again, if you have any questions, especially that, autoimmune disease also, sabi nga ni Doc kanina, no, takes a lot of, it's very costly. So, early prevention is important. So if you have any questions regarding on ways for us to, if you like the session, you can also talk to the financial advisors who invited you today to know more about, pwede tayong mag-usap ulit kung ano yung mga key takeaways natin
Recording
sa
stopped.
session natin today. Alright? So again, maraming maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat, True Lifers and our dear guests for today. And God bless all of us. Ingat po kung nasaan man po tayo. And have a great day ahead. Thank you so much.
We are number one. We all share the same destination. We all work together as one. In this place there's only one mission, and that's to be the number one. We all have the right combination. Care and quality, there's no compromise. Doing the very best will be our mission. It's something that we need to realize. It's something very special in our eyes.